Hey guys, I am about to switch gears and put away the mini albums for a little bit because I want to get creative crazy, I'll call it, with my Dylusions. I had purchased all of the Dylusions paints from Cali Craft Supplies, and I have yet to play with them because I've been on a mini album making craze. So I actually am going to make a journal using all my own creations, and it's going to be really wild and funky. So here's one I created last night. So I thought, and then there's another one, and I thought that I would just put the record on and let you see how fast and easy it is to make some of these. So we'll do this, and then eventually you'll see the finished product, which I really have no idea what I'm going to do exactly, how I'm going to do it. That's just the way I create. I start making stuff and then I put it together, which that's why it's really hard for me to do tutorials on my mini albums. But, so anyways, I had purchased all the 12 colors and I wanted to give them a try. And at first I thought, oh, it's just paint. I have acrylic paints. But actually it's not. They really go on smooth. I use these. I don't even have to wash them. I just brush them off. Or you can use, I know Dyan Reavlys, who makes this Dylusions, she uses the round Tim Holtz, you know, the applicator, you know, those things. And she has one for every color, and she just keeps them right in her basket and doesn't wash them. So anyways, she blots off the excess paint on them on other projects. But anyways, so a while back I was in love with these. First of all, I love all her stamps. It's a little crazy. You either like her style or not. It kind of grows on you. It's bizarre. But it's actually fun for mixed media. But anyways, a while back I fell in love with these. And to be honest with you, I have not seen any tutorials with anybody using these. But I don't know what it is about them, but I just loved these legs. I thought they were just super cool, super fun. So I got them. And then I have a bunch of other stamps. Her word stamps. This one that's available in Cali Craft Supplies shop right now. And I know she does carry a lot of these. This one is also a Dina Wakley, which I love her stuff too. And I'm going to be using this. And this is available in Barb's store, Cali Craft Supplies on Etsy. And this is where I purchased it. But I haven't played with it yet. Brand new in the package. So, and then I have a lot of Dyan's borders and stuff that I've had. So, excuse me. This is what I created just playing around for the first time with the paints and stuff, and I kind of made that look like her hair, but I wasn't real happy with how it came out around the edge. So, and look at those cool edge dyes. Can you see? They just look awesome. So then I went ahead and did this one because she was more of a flat surface, and I touched her up a bit, which I like. These look like ponytails coming down, and I just went, there was no rhyme or reason to it. And then I actually used on her, I masked her legs off that came with this body, and I put those crazy legs on her. So she just looks really crazy. And I loved it. And then I touched it up with some Wink of Stella pens, adding the little glitter on the lips and the eyes and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've cut my papers. I'm using watercolor paper just because I know I want to make this like a journal. And I'm just using watercolor paper, and I'm going to go ahead and create. And this was part of a piece that I cut off, so that's perfect for a spine. And I'll just play along, and you can watch me. This paper I'm using is 7 3/4 by 9 1/2, and it's just how I had to fit the images on. You need a big space unless you're going to cut it up. So I'll show you how I created these, and you can watch me play along. Let's see. My favorite colors I used. I'm going to try the purple and the yellow. And what else do I want to put in there? if I like the green. Let's just start with these two and then I'll work my way. And you can combine stamps, her sprays, and any sprays for that matter, and with any of this stuff. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to splot stuff down because this is how I do my mixed media, and I'll let you watch. Let me get a brush. You can use a regular paintbrush too. I'm out of the little pouncers, so. I should be a little more organized. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and use one of these Tim Holtz circle ones. One of these. That was for my inks, and I'll just take these off because I haven't used the yellow yet. So I'll keep these aside for when I want to change colors. Alright, so now I'm just dipping into the lid with the paint. I have it on there. These dry like immediately, but yet they're still pliable enough to smooth them around how you want. It's really awesome. Alright, I'm just going to apply it to my paper, no random order. So we got yellow, and I like to get a little touch on each side. So we did yellow. Now I'm going to come back in with some purple. Let's see here. Yep. They're really pigmented. So I got some purple on there. It doesn't take much. Look at this, is dry already. Yep. And I'm gonna do it any which way I want. I'm just laying it down. And I actually think I will do some polka dots. Let me get a scrap paper to blot this off to make my circle better. There. Alright, so we did that. Now let's change to another color. And let's add some of this green in here. The green. And that's called Fresh Lime. The other one was Lemon Zest and Crushed Grape. So I'll just change this here. Now the dots I used more paint, so I'm going to just dry it a little bit here with my heat gun. Because it's thicker, so it's going to take a while to dry, but I like the look it gave. If it's not all the way dry, that's fine, because I'm just using the lid here because there's enough paint in the lid to, now I'm just gonna smooch this and go over some of my stuff because that's the beauty of these paints. You can see through it. Oh, but see, I did smear it over there because it wasn't dry, but it still gave me a cool different color. It will muddy it a bit, but that's okay because I'm still adding stuff on top. And look, see how cool that is looking? I love it. I do need wipies because you are going to get messy doing this. So yeah, I just thought, you know, how original of your own artwork to make a journal. And I don't want to take a lot of time on this project because I really want to get busy using up all my stash to make more projects with mini albums. Alright, I think we need some blue on there, but I'm going to hit this with my heat tool just so I got that purple really thick. Alright, look at this. Totally dry. This, yeah, look at that. How fast. So perfect for mixed media because you don't have to wait. You could just go ahead and start doing your thing. Alright, maybe we'll try this blue. Although this is my total favorite and I seem to keep using this. And this is the turquoise, but I haven't tried this one yet, so we're going to try it. Now this time I'm just going to take a paintbrush and clean off my paintbrush. Where'd my towel go? And just hit with some color. You can see it still goes. And I like the streaks, so I like how it I'm just using the tip of my paintbrush, so I like the different lines that it gives. Let me hit up here where I didn't have any color laid down. Get some in the corners. Go over that. Look at that. I'm just using a wet, nasty brush, and the bristles are all twisted, and I like that because it gives it a really cool look. Look at that. Alright, now I'm going to just kind of flick it like that. Just tap it and it kind of go over my little polka dots. It gives it just cool amounts of color. And it's all layered up. There. Isn't that pretty? Alright, do we need any other colors or should I start... put the lids on. So, loving these paints. They're awesome. Alright, so let me hit that with my heat tool for 1 second, and then I'm going to show you how I can put a stencil over the top. Now I'm going to take a stencil that actually came with one of the stamps. If I can find... Oh, I put it over here. Okay, so this came with one of the face stamps. I don't have it in front of me now. I'm not going to... Alright, so I'm going to use my white dauber paint thing that I used yesterday. I'm going to get the white Dylusions paint. And the cool thing about this is because I already have color down, I'm going to put such a light amount that it's still going to look white, but the color's going to bleed through and kind of give it the tone of whatever color's under there. So I'm just putting this on my little pouncer. You could get a whole bag of these at Michael's or your local craft store for dirt cheap. So, and I just want to randomly lay it on the top. No rhyme or reason, and I'm just going to pounce into the stencil. You could put it on as thick or thin as you want. Some places I'll have it thicker, but I'll spread it out. And I don't want to cover the whole thing, just parts. Because that's what mixed media is. It is no rhyme or reason. And if you have to think about it, you're not doing mixed media. You just lay down and whatever you get on top of anything is what you get. And that's what makes it really cool. So if you're thinking about it and trying to decide, oh, what I want, don't. Just lay down. And that's what I like about doing this is because it's really therapeutic and you just play. And it's amazing the effects that you get when you play. And it's just a way to play with all your tools that we spend so much money on and paints and inks. And so I'm just pouncing. Super cool. And maybe just a little smidgen up in this corner. Just because I like to balance stuff out color-wise. There. I'm done with that. So I'll set that over there to smudge off. And look. Of course I just got paint all over my close because it was on my hand. Alright, so now I'll take a wipey, and if you want to smooth this out, you can, if you watch Dyan's videos, she likes to take a wipey and buff her stuff out. I'm not going to do that because I don't want that look, but I think I am going to do, maybe not. Maybe I am. I'm going to add in a couple pink polka dots. We'll keep cutting off, sorry. I'm going to do some pink polka dots with this lovely pink paint. And do my little, I'm going to get the paint all over. And go off your edges. Alright, I think that's good enough. I'm just wiping the excess paint off onto that, which you can use it on other pages in your journal. And I don't care that there's paint all over my mat because I'm not using the back yet, because you can see it was already scratch paper. So we don't have to be neat with doing mixed media stuff. Alright, so let me hit this with my heat tool real quick. And then we'll start stamping. I just really wanted to make sure where I did thicker paint with my dauber that it was really dry, because I'm going to be using ink now to stamp. But did you see how fast and easy? Look at that background. It is just awesome. And I don't think you could recreate that if you wanted to. Similar, but... So let me put these paints away, and I'm going to pull out my stamps. What ink that I use for stamping my images on here is, I don't know where I put, oh, here it is, right in front of me. Archival ink by Ranger. It's permanent, waterproof, and it really gives you a nice crisp image. So let's see, I think I'm gonna do, I think with this one I'm gonna play with this. And did I have another body stamp? Actually, since she's got the polka dots in her dress, I'm going to use this one here. And this is from the Curious Corinne collection. So let's play with her. I've already used some of the eyes and stuff on other projects, which are really cool. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to get my... I'm using... this Fiskars because I don't have a big enough punch, but it really does a nice job, so I like it. So I'm going to stamp her all up with my ink pad. Get her good and stamped, and then I'm just going to find a random place. Actually, I'll do in the middle. You could stamp off, which actually I think I'm going to put her over here. Don't ask me why, because I want to add things around. Okay, push down. Her feet went off, and that's okay. Oh my God, look how See how you never know what you're gonna get? Can you see that paintbrush line that went down her nose? That is just cool. So that is that. You might not be able to see it as good, but I can see it just fine. Okay, so I did her, but I still want to play with my leg stamps, because I don't know why I'm into those, but I am. Where did they go? Alright, so there's two different sizes. There's the smaller ones, and then there's the jumbo giant ones, and you can see they're pretty giant. So, and I think we're going to use them, because I used the smaller ones before. So, check it out. This is the first time I'm using this. Now I will go back in and fill in with my Wink Stellas and stuff like that. Can you see that? And do dots and with markers and stuff like that. So let's start with this cool stamp, which I'm going to use this one. Yeah, this one here. Let's ink it up. Make sure I have real good coverage on there. And I'm going to come out from, how do I want to do this? I want it to hang I don't know. Here I am thinking. I'm going to come from the bottom. So it looks like she's popping off the page with her legs. And I'm going to continue to go around with other ones. So let's put that one down. Of course, this one here looks like it would be cool coming that way. And that one is this one. Yep. So just get that inked up. Like I said, this is really bizarre. I told you guys I don't have a specific style when I create. I love to do all of it. You know, some people only do shabby chic, vintage, distressed, whatever. I like to dabble with all of it, so I love it all. Alright, so I'll put this one coming this way, like diagonal out of the corner. Super cool. It is just going to be a bizarre page, no rhyme or reason to it. Let's see. This one's really cool. So we'll give her one coming straight down. These legs are just really cool. The shoes, the legs, the stockings. Alright, so I'm going to come down with this one right to the edge. Stamp it there. Super cool. Do we want to put man legs in there? No. Alright, so what else can I do? Now I think I'll do some words. which maybe we'll just do one more little leg stamp right here. Coming off the corner. Here, this is a little mini one, and I think I'm just going to do it right there. This is from I just pulled it off of something. It's that one off of the Curious Corinne page. So, and it's a smaller one, but it's still cool. This one has words in her shoes. Alright, so I want it to go off the page and just have her legs kicking up here. So I went off the page a bit, stamped it, and there we go. That looks really cool. And actually, I'm going to do it again right here. This time, I just want to put her shoes on there, and maybe her ankle. And then we need one up here. I love that shoe. It has book print in it. Alright, bizarre, right? Call me crazy. Alright, so now this needs something more. What else are we going to do? Some edgings? Oh no, we need Dream. I'm going to put Dream right there with her words. And Dream is from this stamp set, which is Word Love. Make sure I got it going the right way. And that deserves to go right there. There. Wicked cool, right? Alright, so now I want to take some edging stamps, which, let me find one. And she has these really cool borders, and I love, love, love them. Which one do I want to do? I'm just gonna fill in where I have edging. So maybe I'm gonna do this thick one. Maybe not. Help me. I'm gonna do this electric stitching, or whatever you want to call it. And for that, I need my big, here we go. And she showed in her video that if you want these curved, you could actually bend and curve her stamps to make it go like that if you want, and you don't want to do it straight. So I'm going to keep this straight. I'll put a little bend in. No, I want to keep it straight because I'm really watching where I place it along my edging. So I want to go right along this edge here, but alright, I'm back. Okay, so I inked up my little border stamp. This is why I hate doing tutorials, because you run out of space on your card. Okay, so I'm just lining up this edge with right before I did the shoe to go along the edge of my paper. If I wanted to do the whole thing, I could stamp an image and mask off. But I don't have much time here, so I'm just going to do this real quickly. I have to actually go to work in a few minutes. Alright, so you can see the little electrocution mark, I call it. Flat line, whatever. That's light because I did stamp it while I uploaded that video to my computer. So now I'm going to, oops, wrong part. I'm going to ink up this again so it'll be fresh. And I'm going to stamp. Actually, I'm going to take it off and just go right here. You can use these stamps and bend them any way you want. So I'm going to place it right there. Flip it over and do it right there. It's very subtle, but it's just a cool edge. That when I did dark. I'm going to ink it some more and go right there. A little piece right here. And a little bit right there. And then I'll go along this edge. We're not even going to use that because I'm just placing it a little bit there. And let's see, we could go a big stretch right here, so I'll ink the whole thing. I have a hair stuck to my... I'll lay it down right there. And it can wobble and be messy because it doesn't matter. It's just, I might end up cutting this apart anyways, but I think I'm going to use this as a whole page. Let me get this little corner that I missed here, that it didn't go all the way. There. 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 And one more on this corner. There. So now you can see I went around the edge of the paper, and it's very subtle. But it's cool. So you saw how fast I did that. Look how pretty that is. I'm gonna come in with some I actually think I'm gonna do some stickles. I could use my Wink of Stellas. I don't think I want to do that. I have these Galaxy markers, which I love. Where am I? I don't know where I got them. I'm sure it was Michael's. They're from American Crafts. Acid free and writes on dark paper. And it's got like a glimmery finish. So I think I'm going to color in a little bit of her polka dots. And then I could put some, of course, there. And let's give her some purple on her eyeshadow. This one is a Zig Wink of Stella that I'm using, and it's the purple one. It has some glitter, so I'm just going to give her some eyeshadow. And then she needs some blue in her eyes. What else I got? I got a blue Wink of Stella. So I'm going to fill in her eyeballs with some blue, and it has a little sparkle. Just these little added touches. I have a pink Wink of Stella. I'm going to color in her lips a little bit just to give it a little bit of glitter. There. And let's pull out some of these stickles that I never seem to use. And I'm going to use this crystal. And I just want to give her some polka dot. I'm going to, yeah, on the ones I didn't color in. And this can dry because I'm leaving soon. It just adds some shimmer to her dress. And I'm just putting it on very thin. And I think she needs some blue in her hair. What do you think? Or maybe this purple would be cool. I'm going to use this purple stickles, and I want to do her hair crazy. These little corn rolls or braids or whatever she has going on. And I'm just going to alternate, where am I? I'm just going to alternate the little, they look like marshmallows. I don't want it to be puckery, just want to give it a little bit. Okay, come on. There. You know what I mean when I say I don't want it to be a big glob. I'm just smoothing it on very thin. And then when I come home later, it'll be dry and I'll be able to. Of course, why is this clogged? Because I never use them. So that's when we get our handy dandy little pile of pins we have next to us and unclog it. There we go. And it don't have to be perfect. It can be messy. I mean, you don't have to get to the exact lines. Just dab it in there and get the little effect. Look at that. Can you even see that? Where did it go? This is really hard to do because it's upside down. Okay. Can you see? The little shimmers. Alright. So, I will come back later after I get home and we'll add some more details to her. Alright. Okay, so I let these dry a bit and I added a few more stickles when I shut the camera off, and just to show you how that brings out, look how I added this green or blue stickles to her eyeballs, and it with the paint underneath it looks like it's green and they just glow. So I'm gonna add a little more stickles to this while I got you on camera. I added to her hair and it dried now, so you can kind of see how cool that looks, and I added some more to her dress. I added some black stickles to those shoes, and I think that's all. So let me go ahead and add some more because I want to pop some more images out. But yeah, then I added some to this one that I had did, and I did the blue on the eyes, and I filled in with some green stickles where I didn't stamp all the way up to the line, so it kind of looks more like her hair's filled in now. But I need to pop out some more of these images. But yeah, just looks really cool. And you saw how quick I did it. So, I want to add some more stickles to these legs here, I think. And, I don't know what color. Maybe let's try some of this orange. Or you know what, let's go with this pink. Kind of like the pink. So I want to just do the stripes on her legs here. And then I'll let this dry and then I'll be showing you. You know what, that was a bad choice because I'm almost out of this color. So just fill it in, and it really does make quite the difference when it dries. And the colors underneath will help come through on the stickles because I'm just putting a little bit. But yeah, look how cool that is. And then you'll see when it dries, I will put this together. I'm going to make a whole I'm not going to make an art journal. I'm just going to make a writing journal, but I'm decorating it with my own creations. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just adding little embellishments. I'll probably go in with a white pen and put some little dots on things here and there. And I will be back to show you when it's all complete. Can you see how that really popped out, that image? Now this is kind of hidden in the background. My legs are popping out more, so I need to do something. Like I could stamp on a piece of paper to paper piece over that, but I kind of like the way the glitter looks. So I'm going to play around with it and get my white pens out and do that around. But I just wanted to give you the basic showing of how fast you can just create cool looking art. And I did all these the exact same way. They all took the same amount of time and very different looks. So, okay, I will come back when I have the journal all finished. Bye for now.